All right, everybody, we back with Duke. We back with the Duke Faro. Duke Faro is somebody I've heard about Duke Faro in the past a little bit, and then I was going through and I was hearing some of the commentary he was giving on the game, the current state of the rap game. I was hearing his thoughts on the latest Ti rant. And so I reached out to Duke. I said, "Man, Duke, I really appreciate what you say, and I think, is it okay if I interview you and let the people that rock over here with Soapbox Heroes hear what you have to say?" So, Duke, hey, take a second, man.
Hey man,
Introduce yourself and let everybody know what you got going on, who you are.
hey man, what's going on? Everybody is roll over, no love. You know what I'm talking about? This OG Duke Faro, man, out of Park Road, man. Rest in peace to Roy Lee. Enjoy life, smile every day, man. And we need more peace in my city.
You need more peace in your city? Yeah.
That's it, man.
How do we go about getting more peace in your city? And let the people know what city you from to be exact, Duke.
Yeah, I'm from Dallas, Texas, man. You know what I mean? I'm from the Lone Star State, man. I'm from the island, South Dallas, man. You dig what I'm talking about? And this is one of the greatest places to be birthed from. You know what I mean? And learn how to struggle, learn how to hustle, learn how to, understand. You know what I mean? This is one of the places where you can get that the best at.
Right. So you could get the best in Dallas. Look, what does this picture behind me mean to you? Because we was talking a little bit before we started, and you said, "Man, hey, that means something to me." What song was it, and what do it mean to you, Duke?
Well, I got a song called Dallas, Texas is my city, and I wrote it back in 0405. And you know what I mean? I shouted out all the hoods and everything, you know what I mean? And I was really on some like bringing everybody together, when Tuckman was hot, Lil Will was hot. But that building right there, that one building, it sits right in the center of
Uh-huh.
downtown. That building is the centerpiece. You know what I mean? It's like a
Right.
point center of our
Right.
city. You know what I'm saying? We got the microphone, but that green building right there,
Right.
it just resembles like stacks of, you know what I mean? Like stacks
Right
of money,
there.
man.
Right, it resembles stacks of money. All right, I can dig it. And hey, I live in Houston. I'm from California originally, man, but I love Texas. I like Texas a lot. I've been down to Dallas, and I do like what I see in Dallas. I like the culture of Dallas. People are real genuine down in Dallas. You know what I mean? People are very genuine, and so look, man, let's go ahead and jump into this. First of all, where can the people find your music, find the things you do? Because a lot of people get to that at the end. I like to do it twice. Where can they find you?
You can check me out, man, all over social media at Duke Faro. On Instagram at Duke Faro, YouTube at Duke Faro, Twitter at Duke Faro. If you wanna search my current album, it's entitled 7UM, the number 7UM. And if you put FARO behind it, you know what I'm saying, it'll help you find it fast. But I'm on iTunes, Spotify, Title Deezer. I'm in the market.
You in the market, okay? And one more thing, the PG-13 on your shirt. What does that mean? What does that stand for?
uh, PG-13 Global is it's kind of like a double entendre. It's kind of like euphemism, metaphors, and everything. Like we need
Okay,
more parental guidance. You dig what I'm saying? But the actual acronym is progress, growth, and maintaining. People get money. You know what I mean?
okay. Progress, growth, and maintaining. I could dig it. All right, man. Look, it's a lot going on in the state of rap, hip hop, the culture. I've heard some other interviews you've done. I did a little bit of research. I said, man, I like what Duke is talking about. So let me figure out how I could come at this. Duke, I'm gonna come at it just straightforward. What's going on inside of hip hop and rap? Why is the game like all the skinny jeans? Why we trending that way? What's going on, Duke?
But it's all about organized genocide.
Okay.
People. You got the truthers and the revealers. They talking about the Hebrew Israelites, the 12 tribes, and the slave ship Jesus, and all this Willie Lynch's and them crows, and you know how the conspiracies and the truthers and the people be.
Hmm.
Right now, they know that social media is our outlet. It's our inlet and our outlet. for information and giving off um, emotions and feelings and everything. So they know that
Uh-huh.
if we pay attention and if we dialed in, if we so dialed in to the music, the frequencies, and everything like that, we're gonna incorporate everything that they propagandize.
Okay. So you saying the more that we hear it, the more it kind of get into people.
Exactly. I still remember Humpty Dumpty sat on London Bridge is falling down. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right, right,
they're
right, right,
incorporated. They in there. You know what I'm
right,
saying? The three blind mice, like it's in there.
right, right.
I'll never lose it because they've indoctrinated us so much. It's they've incorporated it in our in the ingredients and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we was chicken,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? If we was a fish platter with parsley and slap your mama salt pepper,
Seasoning.
like they
Yeah.
yeah they put the right ingredients in there because they already knew that we'd be dependent on these
Mhm.
ingredients and these frequencies.
Right. And so, and is that why we hear the proliferation of like anything that's dangerous? It seems to permeate, our music. Like we've seen everything from excessive liquor, and then like you seen the rise of even the lean out here. You know what I'm saying? And now
Right,
things are
right.
worldwide, and these things are becoming like epidemics. You know what I mean? So you saying that they are putting it in our music basically just so like it, so we could soak it up and just be a part of us.
Right. And it goes into that subliminal consciousness. You know what I mean? They already know, even though we're not thinking
Hmm.
about it, even though that's not what we want to do, just like in the Bible. I mean, I'm not a Christian anymore because of the knowledge and the understanding that I got now. But
Okay.
in the Bible, there's a verse in Romans, either 9 or something, and it talks about we do what we ought not to do, what we're supposed to do, whatever. We
Uh-huh.
naturally are gonna do what we're not supposed to do, even though we're not supposed to do it. And the good things that we are supposed to do, we don't do them because we rather do the bad things. So
Okay.
when we talk about indoctrination, we talk about psychology of, they know that we would rather say bitch, hoe, butt, trick, gang gang, bang bang, and this and
Hmm.
that, then derivatives, ETFs, CDs, and offshore. They don't they they know what we're gonna use in our vocabulary, and that's just how it is. So in our social vocabulary, our body language,
Hmm.
the vocabulary in our body language, and the way that we dress, the way that we see things, because everything is psychological, and a lot of people don't realize that the frequency in the music is psychologically sound.
Okay. So what do you mean when you say the frequency in the music is psychologically sound? Just so we could get a clear understanding, so we know where you're
All
coming from.
right, here we go right here. The frequency can either bring you up, it can take you down, it can take you through something, it can bring you out of something. It
Okay.
can make you move, it can make you hustle, it can make you think like mm, mm,
Okay.
mm. But then if I come, so we already know what that is. But if I do something like this, ain't nigga be lying on me. That's on me, baby. That's on. You see how my body just started?
Yeah.
That's on me,
Your
baby.
whole rhythm change, your whole vibe
Whole
changes.
everything. And it has to
Uh-huh.
do with chakras. It has to do with the pineal. It has to do with the hypothalamus and all. Like they know what happened. Like Ray Streamer, that girl is a real crowd pleaser. Small world, all up. So you see that it's very melodic. It's very
Right.
charming.
Right. Right. Right, right. So they know what they're doing with the beats and the emotion of the music. They know what
Exactly.
chords and what sounds strike what
Exactly.
certain emotion, and so they make these emotions strike a tone. Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Wow, I haven't heard anybody break it down like that, man. See, that's why we got OG Duke. we had him come on, so he could break it down like that. And again, this is Tyrone Irvin, and this is Soapbox Heroes. If you can, invite, share, show us some love. If you got some questions or something, we'll read your questions a little later on and get into it. Duke, what do we do about it? I've heard you challenge people about the record industry. What is your challenge? Explain to people what you're saying the problem is with the higher ups, and what do you want to do about it? What's your challenge to rappers and the people to do with the problems in hip hop?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about two key people that I got a lot of respect for, and I just watched their progress, for a while. One is Skylife. Skylife, she's in California right now. She was a publicist in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
worked for Houston, Dallas. Just our whole
Mm-hmm.
market. You know what I mean? So she put a lot of
Uh-huh.
people in good position. And then Mike Epps. Now Mike Epps, he was the first to talk about the gatekeepers, right?
Yeah, I
He
did
talked
hear
about
that.
the gatekeepers, and then Sky, she talked about the stakeholders. So keywords right now is stakeholders
Mm-hmm.
and gatekeepers. So from Sky's perspective of the stakeholders are those who has the keys, those who has the stocks and the shares in this city and the know-how and the socket and the plug and the light switch in the city.
Mm-hmm.
If you are to shine in any format or facet, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's the
Mike Epps,
people controlling it. Uh-huh.
exactly. Mike Epps, he touched on those that have arrived, but
Mm-hmm.
they are not there, and, but they have insight on where there is. And if
Mm-hmm.
you are not um, in with
Uh-huh.
how it's supposed to go, you will never get there.
If you're not in with the gatekeepers, if you're not in with the in crowd. So
Yes, you
what
will
do
not
people
get
have
there.
what do people have to do? What are people doing to get in the in crowd? And are are the things that they're doing, is that some
They're
of the things that we
compromising.
see reflected in the music?
Yeah, they're compromising. They're
Oh,
compromising integrity. Just like
okay.
when Monique and Steve Harvey was talking about integrity. That
Uh-huh.
whole conversation was about integrity. Feel what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Now, Steve Harvey, as the gatekeeper,
Mhm.
he attacked integrity. You feel what I'm talking about? Because it's like
Yeah.
I'd rather pay my bills, you know what I mean,
Then
and
have
let my
some
legacy be
integrity.
straight. Yeah, then have some
Mhm.
integrity. My integrity is taking care of my kids. Hold on, but so you mean you gonna take care of your kids with pseudo integrity?
What did he say that it was bigger than integrity, or
Some
he gotta pay his bills, man. He gotta pay his bills. You see, that's where he coming from. He's trying to say that you can't have integrity and pay your bills, is what it kind of sound like.
exactly.
What do we got to do to get past that? Like in the industry, like this is what I'm noticing too. I'm noticing like even artists that are in the game and been in the game for a long time, they're going out and they're getting these same type of artists. I mean, artists that I've even heard talk about the problems in the industry, they run out and get the same exact kind of artists that they calling the problem.
Well, it's quality control.
Hmm.
It's controlled chaos, and it's
Control
like I
chaos.
say, yeah, and it's orchestrated genocide. You know what I mean? If you don't fit the mold of what is,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, and what they want,
Hmm.
you're not gonna sell the agenda. These rappers are all agenda based.
Hmm. They all have something that they trying to get to. So they got a battery in their back pushing them to where they want to go. So it takes away. So you're saying once they get so far in the industry, or once they're accepted by the gatekeepers, they have to change their individuality and become who these
Exactly,
gatekeepers want them to be.
exactly. That word individuality, key word,
Hmm.
individual. Okay, you
Hmm.
got the sovereign nation. You got that word individual. If you go in the dictionary and you look at the inserts of words that has the most in
Hmm.
is the most important insert in the Bible because it has so many. It's a plethora of so many dimensions. The first word in the Bible is what?
Um, I don't know. The first word in the Bible,
The first word.
is it on?
No, in the beginning.
Oh yeah, I was thinking on the first
In.
day in the beginning.
Yes,
Yeah,
in,
okay.
in, and the first letter is I. So that's a
Hmm.
nine. That's, you know what I mean. Like if you just think about Illuminati, you like, just think about it. Like just put everything in perspective.
Okay,
So
I'm hearing you.
when you say individual, when you
Hmm.
say indoctrination, when you say incorporation, industry, like
Wow.
you really gotta incorporate. You really gotta envision. You really have to have an understanding. You really
Hmm.
information is powerful.
Hmm. Wow, 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 wow. Again, you guys, we got OG Duke Faro on here kicking us some game. We're talking about things that are going on inside the music industry and why it seems like it is the way it is. OG Duke, do you think that the game will ever get back to where it was? Are we always going to be in a state of following the hottest trends, or do you think we'll ever get back to the state of where we talking about something, when we're rapping about something?
Let me tell you about the word was. If you
Uh-huh.
spell it backwards, it's saw. You dig
Uh-huh.
what I'm talking about? Now
Uh-huh.
we need to solve this problem because
Mm-hmm.
if the trap spelled backwards is part, we really need to figure out what part of our generations are we trying to save or destroy.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to go back to what was and what we saw. Can you
Okay.
dig?
I could dig it.
It's time. It's time to reiterate. It's time to restructure. It's
Mm-hmm.
time to present a resolution to it because you cannot tell me
Mm-hmm.
that Platinum Fubu, Pele Pele, Don John, Rockaware, G Unit, Aku, Algiers, we can go on and on and on. That this clothing was not
Mm-hmm.
made for us. Fubu, it was made
Oh,
for us.
okay.
It was made for us, and they
Mm-hmm.
already knew that if we continue to try to achieve what was and not what is and what's now
Uh-huh.
spelled backwards is one. They don't want us to know that we won already.
Hmm. Wow, you giving us a lot of information today, especially with the with the wordplay and
Yeah, yeah.
and wow, and like I said, a lot of these things I've never heard before. So I thank you for coming on and letting us know. And anybody else who don't know, once again, we got OG Duke Farrell, and we're in here talking about the music industry. And later we're gonna talk a little bit about Ti's latest rant, Ti's latest when he went on YouTube and was talking to the guys in Dallas, to the people in Dallas. So we're gonna talk about that too a little bit more. Duke, the industry is ran by a few people, and you call those what? Gateholders, right? Or gatekeepers
We
or
call
key
them
holders.
uh well well DJs, A&Rs,
Uh huh.
publicists, radio personalities. Those are the stakeholders.
Mm.
Producers and shit. Those are stakeholders. The
Uh huh.
gatekeepers, the gatekeepers are those that are celebrities and those that got major pool with certain alumni. You did what I'm talking about,
Right.
and
Right.
those are them. But those the elite, we just gonna call them the elite because I mean that's how they move. They move in an elite form of fashion.
Okay. Go ahead.
These are just like the Bilderbergs,
Uh huh.
the banking corporations, the ones who funded a lot of these women's rights, feminist movements, and project housing and CCA prisons, and all of these things. These they got those kind of elites in the music industry, and the
Okay.
music industry is ran by a lot of Jewish people and a lot of Caucasians. So when you look at it, when you look at the puppetry, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean, they're puppet masters. They're like ventriloquists. Like we talk for them, and it
Okay.
shouldn't be that way. We
Right.
spread their agenda. We create their mentality of what they want us to see,
We
because
push their
you're like,
narrative.
yeah, we put there. That's the word. We push
Yeah.
their narrative.
We're push their narrative. And like you were saying earlier about the frequencies, and like I said, that's why I like the way you started, because it kind of goes into this, because now I'm thinking about it. They'll push their narrative in the whole time. They know how the beat make us feel. They know what
Exactly.
the frequency make you feel, so they know
Exactly.
what to give you and how to give it to you, and then we go on with it. Okay, how did these people get so much power? How did they come and get the rap game? Because it's like
Collateral.
collateral.
They had
Okay.
collateral and leverage. I mean, they own all the cotton, they own all the oil. The Louisiana Purchase, that was like 15 states for like 15 million under Jefferson. So you gotta you
Hmm.
gotta you gotta think they already have the capital. They have the capital. Capital is the reason why they're able to say, "I will give you an advance, but
Uh-huh.
360 you, 720 you." You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
So it's capital. It's capital based. Even Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson, when he created his own bank, like people were
Hmm.
in the uproar. He was mad because Bo actually knows. You
Right.
know what I mean? Come on, Jack.
Yeah, they was mad because Bo actually knew. So
Yeah, you know.
can we how, as an artist, how do you take control of your own creativity? What advice would you give to a youngster in the game or somebody in the game who's rapping and they want to still hold on to their creativity? What can they do?
Like Kanye West said, we need to create our own CEO.
Mm.
You cannot run a Walmart if you do not have a CEO, a manager, and employees,
Hmm.
and loss and prevention, police officers. You cannot be an artist if you don't consider yourself a conglomerate. Everything under
Uh.
you is conglomerate. It turns into a conglomerate now. Now you selling your CDs. That's a part of your business. That's a branch of your business. Selling your
Hmm.
own clothing. That's a branch of that of just you as an entity. You know what I mean? We
Hmm.
need to understand what entity means. We need to understand what ownership means.
Hmm.
NWO. That's another word. NWO. If you mix up the letters, New World Order. Okay, if you spell it backwards, it's OWN, like Oprah Winfrey Network. Own. You have to start owning you. You have to own your mentality. And like I say,
Hmm.
the one is in there, now is in there, own is in there, New World Order is in there. They call it the New World Order, but they didn't realize um, that eventually we would understand that it's owned. It's
Right.
they
Right.
they own everything. They own every
Is
word and everything they do.
is this why a lot of these artists now are going after their masters? They're trying to own their own
Yes,
work,
yes.
and is
That's why
that's
they
why
call them
and
masters.
is that really, is that causing a problem in
Exactly.
the industry, a real problem in the
Yes.
industry?
Sierra
Okay,
just
why?
got her master's. Her boyfriend, her
Uh
husband,
huh.
he just
Okay.
bought her master's. I
Okay.
remember hearing Michael Jackson bought the Beatles masters. You know what I'm talking about? When you talk about ownership, like R. Kelly, he don't even own some of his masters anymore.
Right. Right. Okay. Wow. And so this is why all these things, a lot is coming together for me right now. Again, everybody, we have OG Duke, Pharaoh Duke. Again, tell them where to go find you so they could do it right now. So if they go, they can hear it
Man,
just to know.
man, Duke Faro on YouTube, Duke Faro on IG, man, Duke Faro on Twitter, man, Duke Faro all over social media. You wanna download or go listen to my current album. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and a bunch of other internet stores right now. And the album is titled Number Seven, and then Self. And if you put Pharaoh right after it, Faro, it'll get you there even faster. Once you see the blue galaxy, once you see the stars, hey, man, let's go.
Duke, why don't you tell people some of your experiences coming through the music game and some things that you've had to walk through and step through and maneuver through as an artist to get to where you are now and the push that you're doing going forward?
Well, back when I started rapping, man, like really like taking it serious, man. I was at
Mhm.
Club Sheba's, the ice bars, and all the little open mic night scenes, and everywhere. Just doing it with Coon, Nate Quick,
Mm-hmm.
Sneak, just a whole bunch of people, man. DJ, a whole bunch of people, man. That I was the first one to give people like, hey, man, $2 to come to the open mic night. I was hosting open mic nights. You know what I'm saying? And then I was performing as well. You know what I'm saying? So it was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of envy there because I just walk in the club. You know what I'm talking about? And get to doing my thing. And then, there were people who would charge to get up in the line. So I had to deal with a lot of envy earlier on because I was so in. Feel what I'm talking about? And
Uh-huh.
then that after all that happened with George Lopez and DSR, you know what I'm saying? Our market changed. It changed for the worse. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Pookie Lucci and K Rock, they became non-existent because of all the extra fuckery that was going on inside of our market. And then when the
Mm-hmm.
dancing era and epidemic happened, Lil Will, he did his shit. Other people stole it, and they turned it into some other shit. It was supposed to just be fly. You know what I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about? Now is a now it becomes a cesspool of choreographic buffoonery. You feel what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now I can't even talk about gangster music. I can't even talk about I'm gonna ride just to get it. I'm gonna hit licks just to get it. I'm gonna sell dope just to get it. I'm gonna do shows.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even talk like that no more because
Mm-hmm.
now the frequency has changed. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? The frequency of how you need to be in the club or how you need to be as an artist or a person or a fan of hip hop, it's
Mm-hmm.
all changed. Okay, now it's just rah rah being charmed. You know what I'm saying? They want to charm our inner serpentine. You feel what I'm talking about? So
Mm-hmm.
I went into Christian music. I met up with Dooney the Barber. He had the Pull Your Pants Up campaign. We did
Mm-hmm.
things with Dwayne Caraway. So I've always did community um, resolution and progress. I say resolution, but I've always done that. I've always used me and my platform and my music and my voice for my community.
Right.
So like in them times, I had to deal with. I can't. I'm not going to be able to get in because the radio stations they don't want to hear that gangster talk. They don't want to hear that real life struggle shit. They don't want to hear storylines like when Pac said, "Rest in peace to Pac." Listen to their music, man. Listen to the
Mm-hmm.
words in their music and see if they really care about us.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do music like that no more. So I went into the Christian music and I was doing it there. And I was pretty successful, but I wasn't doing it for no money. So Christian music taught me how to prioritize and understand what music is for, why it's for, the history of music, what the Christians say about music, who the devil
Uh-huh.
was over music, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And now and like I say, I've sold the CDs. I went to WMCLs over there in DeSoto or Duncanville, got me like 2-3 thousand CDs, sold 10 songs for $1 a piece on the CD. I was
Uh-huh.
grinding hard like that. Know what I'm talking
Uh-huh.
about? Like that shit. I did that when
Uh-huh.
state to state passed my CDs out. I did all of that. I did everything that a starving artist would do or would have to do. I went to all the seminars. I
Uh-huh.
learned about registering with BMI or ASCAP. I learned about reading contracts and finding the entertainment board. I went to these seminars. I spent $25, $50. I did that. I did the drop it or diss it. K104s and 90. I've done all of those things. Everything that an artist could do as a starving artist, Firo has done it.
So you really put your foot to the pavement. You was really 10 toes
Oh
down,
yeah, oh
hustling,
yeah,
really,
oh
really
yeah.
trying to make it happen.
Man, I was on some bestiality with it. You know what I'm talking about? I had my knuckles. I was knuckle dragging. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about 10 toes and knuckle dragging, man.
All
Real
right.
basically really with it, man.
All right. I also read somewhere that you was 10 toes down in protest for Botham Jean when that happened out there in Dallas when the police officer when she killed that brother. I heard that you was like you was one of the people that were there. What was that like?
Oh yeah, man. I was the only artist that was well. There was another artist, but he wasn't like really known. You know what I'm saying? But it was the
Mhm.
guy who was carrying the casket with me. He an artist as well, but
Uh-huh.
he's more of a political activist.
Okay.
So there was a lot of Panthers out there. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people like that I've been dealing with and seeing over the years.
Okay.
Dominique Alexander, he headed the whole thing with a lot of other spiritual people and political people. But I flew back from Florida and I
Hmm.
got the song called "Gang," God in the Generation. Y'all can check that out on Duke Faro. It's the featured video at the top.
Hmm.
Um, I was like, man, I got to go home, man. Once I seen that on the news, I was like, I got to get back home, see my family, and get in the
Hmm.
studio, record this gang song. I hollered at Dooney, I hollered at Famous Beats. We got it done, and then I hollered at a video guy. He did the video. I paid $175 for the video. I went to my hood. I went to Park Row, and I'm telling
Hmm.
everybody, man, it's all about progress, man. I'm gonna tell the truth, man. I can lead you out of darkness. So uh, Dooney was like, "Yeah, man, hey, we should go down there and get some footage over there at the South Side over there with the whole Botham John thing." I said, "All right, cool."
Hmm.
So we go over there. We was able to go up to his doorstep, you know what I'm saying, and get like little visuals and everything, and then talk to the people. And
Uh-huh.
then the rally was happening. So I told Miami, I say, yeah, just go and drop me out around there. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna go and get in the protest. Just yeah, I'll hit you up when it's over with. So
Mm.
it's all destiny. You know what
So
I
you
mean? That I was.
you it happens because you was really out there with the people.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
You.
and and Kaepernick, he kneeled on the
Hmm.
football field, but I kneeled right in front of the police station, crip flag. You know my dedication and everything. To this shit. Man, we don't care. Y'all not finna keep killing us. Y'all not finna keep on. You know what I'm saying? Justifying the shit that you not supposed to be doing. It
Uh-huh.
says protect and serve, not patrol and slave. You can't do that to us.
Patrol and kill.
Yeah, you can't do that to us. You know what I'm saying? And then they even work beats. So you see the frequency, they work beats. You know what I'm
Hmm.
talking about? So
Wow.
anyway,
Wow.
when I
Wow.
did
Say
that,
say wait, say that again. Say that again.
police officers when they patrol an area or district, it is called a beat.
Wow. Back to the
I don't know the
frequencies.
acronym for it. I don't know the
Uh-huh.
acronym for it, but it's called a beat.
Yeah, they're on the beat. I've heard that term used often. That's their shift. They call it a beat. They call it a beat. Well, I was asking you that because as somebody who is really out there, and like I said, throughout your career, you've had a bunch of different growth, and you've displayed that, and you told us here about how you've really put your foot in the ground and really had to get out there and make things happen. And then you were there, for the protests and things of that nature. So that leads me to ask about this. I want to talk about the Ti thing. Ti
Okay.
was he was talking, and like I said, I'll paraphrase a little bit because I can't say verbatim what he said, and I'll just give you a little synopsis on the part that he said when he was talking about Dallas. He challenged some Dallas rappers, and he seemed like he was kind of frustrated, saying like, that they didn't do nothing. Like, you guys just let this happen, and you didn't do anything. So as an OG from South Dallas, how did that strike you, and what do you think about that as somebody who's down there who does things, for his people and really there for his people? How did that come across?
But I had to take my shades off for this one so you can see it in my eyes. You know what I'm talking about? Bone Thug said it. Look into my eyes and tell me what it is you see in me. So
Hmm.
what you see in me, what you get from me is what you exactly what you see. You know what I'm talking about? Determination. Like I'm really about that. You know what I mean? Like my people, everybody's people, our
Hmm.
people, us, USA. I'm about everything that this country is supposed to stand for. So
Okay.
I'm listening, and I called Skylight. She said, I said, man, I'm really finna go in. She said, well, this is what you do first. You need to really come at it at another angle, Pharaoh, because
Hmm.
if you stir the pot and call Ti and do all this and then you're gonna cause even more damage. So I said, all right,
Okay.
I'm gonna go on to YouTube and then I'm gonna, you know what I mean, I'm gonna change the narrative in my mind, right,
Hmm.
and really just do what I'm supposed to do. So um, I didn't disagree with what he said.
Okay.
There's you can't disagree with the meat of the message. Now,
Okay.
the presentation of the message, oh yeah, he got a lot of cleaning and explaining to do. You know what I'm talking about? Because he said, what's the motherfucker's name? When you use MF and you like certain key words and body language and a lot of things that you've been saying, like
Hmm.
especially with Mayweather, and you included your wife and a lot of that on social media, and just you've been your presentation has been off, by like 33 degrees, 40, 45 degrees or something. It's
Uh-huh.
kind of off.
It's
You know what I'm
slightly
talking
off.
about? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's slightly off. You need a right angle. You need to get that 90-degree angle and get you know what I'm talking about. So
Come back right.
when nah, for real. So when he called out Yellow Beezy, Trap Boy, they do a lot of stuff in the community, right?
Hmm.
So I understand from a holistic, from totality, that
Okay.
perspective. They do a
Okay.
lot. Them two niggas actually do a lot for the kids in the community. You know what I mean? They
Okay.
do a lot, but the music doesn't reflect that. So what
Mm.
he touched on was y'all talking about this and that. Why does a person it look like me come up to you in this da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? So now you've turned it into a race thing, and it shouldn't have been a
Hmm.
race thing. It should have been just a morality thing. Why are
Hmm.
we not standing for situations like this? You know what I'm saying? When they happen in our communities. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like what the Crips and Bloods are supposed to do, gangster disciples of vice lords and what have you. You know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about? So when he said what he said, it was all just within 2 minutes. I went back to Facebook and I was just looking at people's responses. And I
Uh-huh.
told you earlier about the mentality of people in the southern region. Like we're quick to fuck that nigga talking about
Yeah.
what that nigga say, bitch
Yeah.
ass nigga, oh ass nigga,
Yeah.
no no, I don't give
Yeah. And
me, me as a
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
was going to say I don't think people in other regions of the country understand the flow of the South. And me being from another part of the country, I didn't understand it until I lived down here for a while, and you kind of understand the flow of the South. And that's
Right,
again, that's a lot of the reason why I reached out to you and asked you to come on and
right,
talk about it because you the South. You know
right,
the flow of the South. So
right.
go ahead and explain to us what people don't understand about the South, the reaction that people had, like you were saying, down in the South.
The southern mentality is delayed. We have like a delayed response. Our receptivity is different. Like if you say something to a southerner, they might be taken back.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they don't know your intentions, especially
Hmm.
when they hear frequencies and the vibrations in your voice and body language and everything. Now snarls and looking at a nigga, like we embody body language down here. You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about? We embody like who you are as an individual and a person and what you've been doing and all of that, especially if you've been out there. So for him, it seemed like a nigga was calling the nigga out in certain people's mind frame. But now we got all this propaganda, so now cloud chasing and the mentality of is now a thing. So when, in the natural response is bitch ass nigga who you? But there are other people that's like, man, he ain't saying nothing wrong because it's a lot of people in our city that got a bad taste in their mouth about Yellow Beezy and Trap Boy. So you got to see it goes either way, but now
Hmm.
there has to be balance. There has to be um
It have to be some type of leveling of the playing fields.
that's
You
it.
got to talk
That's
about
it.
more than one thing. When I
That's
first
it.
heard it, and I posted something about it, I said something to the effect of something you guys letting this guy make you mad again or something like that. And
Right.
I just said it because I feel like a lot of what he said was true, but then a lot of what he says is just like very irresponsible. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you're telling somebody what they should do online in front of millions of people. Now, if
Exactly.
somebody go do that, he has extra protection. You know what I mean? It's like, and so that's the only thing. I'm like, people aren't being like I understand people want to say things and people have emotions and that's cool. But I and like I said,
Presentation.
Presentation, right? Presentation, and so like I'm saying, I don't think everything he said, like you said, the meat of it was there, but just some of the fat was kind of like, come on, man. It's like you're calling out people, but there's a lot
Right.
of stuff happening in your own backyard. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Like he didn't wash the plate before he put the meat on the plate. He didn't let the meat rest, and so now the plate's got all of this red fluid, juicy fluid everywhere. There wasn't no vegetables on the plate. There wasn't no bread. There wasn't no drink to go with it. There was nothing like the presentation was off. And Gordon Ramsay would have been like, what the fuck is this? Like
What the
Gordon
bloody
Ramsay would
hell?
say, what the bloody hell is this? Nah, so he if he was just in the video with Yellow Beezy.
Mhm.
He'd been politicking and networking and stuff. He could have called them. You know what I mean? We
Mhm.
already had the Jay Prince situation where they felt like, but Jay Prince got seniority. That's an OG. He can do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. Like he's a real pioneer, a real stakeholder, a real gatekeeper, not for Hollywood and the industry, but for us.
Right.
He is the head of down here. He runs this region, this
Okay.
sector. So if he
Okay.
feels like, hey man, this is the best way, man, that's the best play. You know what I'm talking about? But T.I., you talk lingo, you talk pseudo. You know what I'm talking about? Just because you went to prison, read the table of contents after your little old federal situation, you
Mhm.
think that makes you a professor or a genius? My man, I'm telling you. I think you need to read some more dictionary words and actually define the definitions, write them down over and over and over and over, and really, study psychology a little bit more, and you'll probably be able to get it right because everything that you did, Ti, it caused stomach aches, headaches. You know what I mean? Like why? Why are you gonna
Yeah.
come to our city and sit us down? Are you gonna come and pull all the rappers and labels together and tell us how it really goes? Or is it a fiasco or a call to arms? Why you telling us to call to arms? Do something about it when you down talk the music. So you want us to come out of the hip hop music talking about guns and then take some violence to the streets? Or to the people that no, that don't even because that's how it sounded to a lot of people that probably wasn't what you were saying. But like I say, your presentation was off. I think you need to stop talking on social media. You know what I'm talking about? And get back and do it in the music. Get back in the records and do that. Because that last track that you did, fuck nigga, did you know how I felt when you made fuck nigga? It really fucked me up.
Oh.
Because now all the other races and all the other societies are looking at our so-called leaders in the hip hop culture in the black community, like if a nigga an inch, nigga hang himself
Huh.
tomorrow. You hear me?
Uh, yeah, I thought a little bit about it too, and I was thinking that the his angle, and that's why I said a lot of what he said did have a lot of meat on it, but I think that maybe a little bit of
It
counseling
was spoiled meat, man. It was
or or
spoiled meat, man.
or clearly thinking through it because it's like the guy was only charged with misdemeanors. He was charged with misdemeanors. His
Exactly,
bail was only $2,000. And so
exactly,
if people don't know that, you're setting them up for anger later. So you're hyping them up already and you're basically telling
exactly,
somebody to go do something. But if somebody do something and they get caught, then that's another life gone. You see what I'm
exactly,
saying? So maybe instead of just having a knee jerk reaction, and
exactly.
maybe think about these things. But
Now,
go ahead.
I forgot to touch on the part where you was talking about stuff in his own backyard. There was a guy that was running around, uh, beating up transgenders or gays
Yeah.
and raping them. T.I. never called a meeting for none of that. He never nothing. When Bow Wow did, he never called all that negativity that's going on in Atlanta. T.I. has yet to get on a platform and say, "Young Thug, man, hey man, you did."
Oh, I
He has
forgot
yet.
about all that beef going
He
on out
he
there between them
he
rappers.
has
They shooting
yet.
each other up.
Exactly. He has
Where
yet to
was
pull Young Thug to the side and say, "Hey man, what you got going on with Sauce Walker, man? Hey man, that's bad for business." He has yet to speak
uh
on it.
Where I'm not positive. Where was that? Where was the rapper Extension that when he was killed?
I'm not even sure, but if it
Yeah.
was in Atlanta, uh,
I'm not
come on,
sure
T.I.
either. So I'm not sure either. But I'm just saying, like there are a lot of things that happen, and then like I said, to me it's always astounding when he decides to say something. But if it was you, what would be your solution? If roles were reversed and you felt something needed to be said or something needed to be done, what would OG Duke Faro do?
I'm calling their managers. I'm calling managers. I'm calling
Mm.
labels. And you know what I mean, we finna have a meeting at a resort, just like the G7, G5 or whatever, like the
The
Bilderberg
G7.
banquet.
Uh
We finna have a G7 meeting. You know what I'm saying? All the labels, Master P, Rockefeller, Dame Dash, everybody show up. Artists, everybody show up. We gonna rent out the resort, and we finna have like a United Nations. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody
huh.
get on the panel. Everybody got 15 to 30 seconds to speak their piece or type it in and write it in, and we finna get it in, and you know what I mean. There's gonna be main speakers from every label and every city, and everybody's gonna say what they need to say, and then the house speaker, you know what I mean, the final judgment, the final sayer is
Uh
going
huh.
to declare, hey, this is law now. Let's
So
do it.
you're gonna get people involved and tangibly
Exactly,
do something. Like put
exactly,
again, put your feet to the floor and make something happen.
exactly. Just like when I called Mo3's manager, I mean, it was a long shot, but he still got him on the phone. And I said, "Look, at
Hmm.
Mo3, man, they're scared of you, man. You're way too talented." And I told him the reason why it's making the city look bad is because you're way too talented.
Hmm.
Even though I
Okay.
said some old stupid shit after that, I said that for the sake of a little controversy and to go a little farther. When I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna pull up on Trap Boy Freddy and scratch him down," but
Uh
I said I'm gonna scratch him down. I ain't say I was gonna shoot him. I ain't say I'm gonna beat him up.
huh.
So just for shits and giggles. But the
Yeah.
thing is, that would be my approach. My approach would be to pick that phone up, not pick the live up, not pick the app up, pick that phone up. Hey man, I shake some real hands. Look a nigga in the face for real. Hey man,
Hmm.
what's cracking, man? Like what's really going on?
Hmm.
Is you real? You ready? And shout
Right.
out to everybody in the comments, man. I see y'all. That's why I got my other phone. I appreciate you, Mitra, Jamie, uh, Chavez, Leola, and everybody else that's tuned in, man. Make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all screenshot this. Put it on Instagram. Put it on all your social media outlets. Make sure you let everybody know, man. This is the new narrative. This is the new conversation.
Yeah, let some people know what we got going. Again, we got OG Duke Faro on, kicking some game, kicking some knowledge. And I'm so glad that you came on because, like I said, he says what he feels unabashedly and unapologetically, and he's honest. And so that's what we always like. That's what we love around here on Soapbox Heroes, somebody that's honest. All right, let some people know what's going on in the rap game in Dallas. Just put your city on real quick.
Uh, this is what we got going on in the city. Ashbay, what's up? Saying, what's the deal? Got number progress going on. For Earl Spencer to be able to go in 40,000 plus and then have two of our own artists, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
headlining, the endeavor. You dig what I'm talking about? That
Hmm.
that said a lot about our city. It said a lot. Like it might not like their music, might not, it might be hoe ass niggas to you, but guess what though? Man, that made the city it vibrated. Our city
Okay.
vibrated. The volume of our city, the stock of our city is going up. The voice of our city is going up. We microphone city. This Mafia city, man. Now for real. So when you look at it, hey, we don't have to go in the other. We don't have to get all these other artists to get. How come we can sell out the AA Center? We can sell out the Cowboys Stadium. We can sell out any stadium or any venue in the city. We can do it ourselves. All we just got to do, we got to communicate. We got to
Hmm.
not just unify, but we have to communicate because you're not going to be able to unify with people that you only conversate with and you have no real communication with. You get
Great
what I'm
point.
talking about? We
Great
have to
point.
we have to fix communication, just like
Great
the
point.
the uh the chief of police that came from Detroit, the
Hmm.
the sister that came from Detroit.
Yeah.
She's talking about, no, I don't need everybody who was here help no more. You know what I'm saying? We got to work on public relations. We got to work on all these beats y'all patrol in the
Mm-hmm.
southern region, in the southern sector,
Mm-hmm.
district 756, and all them down there.
Uh-huh.
Like we got to work on public relations because y'all are out there harassing these folks. People are complaining that y'all are out here patrolling these beats, and y'all are out here harassing people. Y'all ain't protecting and serving.
Right. It's hard to progress forward with somebody if there's no communication. If it's
Exactly.
hard to just show up and make something work if you never
Exactly.
communicate about it whatsoever. All right, look, let me ask you this. Okay, it's something that I think, and I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna throw this out there. You know what I'm saying? I know you the OG. I know you always be ready. Look, I think they should take the parental, what is it? The parental warning off of albums, off of records, off of CDs, and they should put for entertainment only. Because a lot of these rappers, they be for entertainment only. What do you think?
Exactly.
What do you think?
Exactly. Done. Do it.
Uh,
Do it then. Do it then. Yeah, do it then.
for
Do it then.
entertainment only. Okay, and
Do it then.
I'm gonna ask you one more question, and we'll go ahead and wrap it up. What would you say to like the youngsters? I'm not talking about that do the rapping, but the youngsters that listen to the rap. What would be your advice to somebody who know about the music industry, know about the vibrations, know about the way that it works, know about what they're trying to do? How would you advise them to intake the music? What advice would you give them? Because, like I said, a lot of these rappers are they fugazi, right? But they act like they somebody they're not. But these kids don't realize it. They think these guys are really tough. They think they really out there shoot 'em up, bang bang. But a lot of them is sitting in nice homes, relaxing, good, and they don't even. They're not the person that they portray themselves in these popular raps. How does somebody listen to that? What would you say to the youngsters?
I'm gonna say this first, and then I'm gonna quote my OG Jungle Boy. Learn to differentiate
Hmm.
salt from sugar when it mixed. Quote me on that, y'all. 20,
Mm.
30,000 years from now. Cool. My OG Jungle Boy, man. Shout out to my set couple OG, man. He say, real recognize real when you see real. If you ain't real, you never know real. Do real things and you get real results.
Do real things and you get real results. All right, OG. Let everybody know one more time where they can find you. I want to thank everybody too who watched. You guys share, invite. If you guys just jumping in, come through and watch the beginning. If you watching this later, I want to say thank you, OG. Let the people know where they can find you.
And you finna be able to find me everywhere. You know what I'm talking
Everywhere.
about? Shout out to who wants to make it. I just got like a marketing publishing deal for about 30 to about 60,000. I'm still waiting on the email for that. You know what I'm talking about in this contest that I did at Orlando Black Ink. Shout out to Black Ink Crew Season and the rest of them for even giving me the opportunity to, still be able to have it. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Got an album called Originality coming soon with a capital A, not an O. You know what I'm talking about? Because I want to be first. You know what I mean? The coldest album will follow after that. Kotus for a lot of y'all. Yeah, somebody that don't like K's or see whatever. Chief of the United States, King of the United States, all that stuff is coming. You know what I mean? And Autism Awareness Month is coming up, y'all. So know that I live with Asperger's autism, man. Man, it's been a long road
Mm-hmm.
being born this way with a learning disability, in and
Mm-hmm.
out of mental institutions and special education. And, I've had to learn a lot on my own. You know what I mean? So you're going to be able to find this mentality everywhere. You're going to be able to deal with Pharaoh, following Pharaoh on Facebook. Go to following Pharaoh on Facebook, Faro, and you're gonna be able to follow Pharaoh, man, to to eternity, man.
Okay, Pharaoh, with you about the learning disability, man. I'll be honest with you. You're a very articulate, intelligent man. So you would never know. So whatever work that you have put in to get to where you have to be mentally, and the way that you articulate your stuff, and the way that you put things together. I mean, come on, man. We just sat here and you held a hour long interview with no problem. So we can't act like you're not a success story when it comes to that. If we did, we'd be lying. So I want
Well,
to salute you on that.
yeah, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. There's a lot of people, you know what I mean, with these new disorders and shit like that that they've created through the genocide program, through Planned Parenthoods and prenatal shots and all that other shit. You dig what I'm talking about? But let me tell y'all something. Just because I have a learning disability
Uh-huh.
or had a learning disability,
Tell
the
them.
developmental disorder. So
Mm-hmm.
this ability of mine, gonna respect it, man.
Hmm. Respect it. All right, OG. Hey, look, I like to end it with a solution. Give somebody a solution to something. Give somebody a solution to what's the solution to the rap game? You on top of the rap game. How we get the skinny jeans out the rap game? What do we do?
Call Dapper Dan and say, look out, Dapper Dan, hey man, you think you can tailor made a more comfortable fit?
Easy as that. All right, you guys. OG Duke Faro. He let you know where to find him. You guys go find him. Hey, OG. Hey, Duke. I want to thank you for coming on. I want to thank you for representing and saying what you have to say, man. We need people like you. We need things like this, because you give people stuff that they don't know. So I hope everybody appreciate it. If you get a chance again, share, share, share. Invite a couple people. Hey, this is Soapbox Heroes. My name is Tyrone Irvin, and we are out of
Shout out to
here.
Soapbox, man. Rome, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Peace.